Have you ever wondered why some football fans refer to Ligue 1 as a farmers' league? You know, that playful jab suggesting its players would be better off tending to crops than kicking a ball around? But hold on, before you brush it off as mere banter, let's delve deeper. With recent setbacks in European competitions and lackluster intra-league stats, could there be some truth to these jests? Join us as we uncover the reality behind the Farmers League label. Strap in, because this journey might just change your perspective on French football. And hey! While you're at it, hit that subscribe button to stay updated on all things football-related. Now, when we talk about European football, we often hear about the top 5 leagues: the Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, and of course, Ligue 1. But why does Ligue 1 get the short end of the stick when it comes to respect? Well, a big part of it comes down to the dominance of one team, Paris Saint-Germain, the powerhouse of French football. With stars like Kylian Mbappe, Neymar, and Edinson Cavani, PSG has been ruling the roost in Ligue 1 for quite some time. But let's not forget, PSG isn't the only club to have a stranglehold on the league. In the late 1980s, Marseille was the kingpin, clinching 5 consecutive titles. And who could overlook Lyon's dominant run in the early 2000s, bagging 7 straight championships? However, PSG's reign has been particularly relentless since the 2012 to 2013 season. With their financial might and star-studded lineup, they've created a massive gap between themselves and the competition. But does that really make Ligue 1 a farmers' league? Another aspect often cited is the league's global reach. Compared to the Premier League or La Liga, Ligue 1 doesn't always enjoy the same level of broadcasting coverage worldwide. This limited exposure can reinforce the perception of it being a lesser league. But let's shift our focus to the reality of Ligue 1. Did you know that it boasts some of the most talented players in the world outside of PSG? Clubs like Lille, Monaco, and Lyon have produced incredible talents and put up fierce competition against the giants. So before we dismiss Ligue 1 as a farmers' league, let's consider the facts. Yes, PSG's dominance may overshadow the league at times, but there's so much more to it than meets the eye. Unlike the Bundesliga or the English Premier League, Ligue 1 has been grappling with some serious broadcasting challenges, which have impacted its international exposure. And let me tell you, visibility is key in the world of sports, and Ligue 1's lack of it has led many to underestimate its true potential. Let's crunch some of the numbers. The French Football League, or LFP, had its eyes on a staggering $1 billion per year in revenue for both domestic and international rights. Despite high expectations, the bidding game didn't quite play out as planned. The most lucrative package, including top picks of Ligue 1 games, was valued at a whopping $559.6 million. And guess what? The offers from big players like DAZN and beIN Sports fell short. Now, why is that? Well, it seems DAZN might have its eyes set on the Premier League rights, while beIN is satisfied with its current lineup. And Canal Plus, they're not even in the race. So what's the game plan for Ligue 1? The LFP might just roll the dice with those who haven't placed their bets yet, possibly Canal Plus and Amazon. But here's the kicker. No satisfactory bids mean postponing even the auction for Ligue 2 rights. Talk about a ripple effect. The game's not over yet. Ligue 1 has big dreams, aiming to bridge the revenue gap with powerhouses like the Premier League. Yet the reality check hits hard when we realize they're miles away from that goal. Now, as the dust settles, it seems DAZN and beIN are leading the charge for domestic rights. But don't count out Amazon and Canal Plus just yet. Who knows? We might witness an unexpected twist in this football saga. So what's the deal with PSG and their stranglehold on the French top division? Well, let's break it down. PSG's financial powerhouse, backed by Qatar's investment, has catapulted them into a league of their own. Since their state-owned makeover in 2011, they've clinched a whopping 9 out of the last 11 championships. That's dominance on a whole new level. No one seems to be able to keep up with their financial muscle. Even with UEFA's financial fair play regulations, PSG has remained untouchable, raising eyebrows and concerns about the fairness of the league. And it's not just PSG. Similar narratives echo across Europe, with clubs like Manchester City flexing their financial muscles. But here's where the plot thickens. While PSG seems to have their eyes set on balancing the sporting side with the brand, Their spending sprees haven't always translated into on-field success, unlike the well-oiled machine that is Manchester City. Now let's compare apples to oranges, or in this case, the Premier League to Ligue 1. While both leagues boast dominant forces, the Premier League offers a more competitive landscape with several top clubs vying for the throne. Take Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester United, Chelsea, and even Tottenham, for example. Each of these clubs has its own rich history and competitive edge, making it a real challenge for Manchester City to secure the title year after year. Meanwhile, in Ligue 1, the story takes a different turn. With PSG towering over the competition, other teams struggle to keep pace, resulting in a lack of consistent challengers for the crown. Case in point, the current second-placed team, Brest, sits closer to 9th place than to PSG. That's a stark contrast to the competitive races we see in other leagues. But hey, does this make Ligue 1 any less exciting? Some argue that the unpredictability adds to the thrill, but others beg to differ. Who doesn't love a good underdog story? Yet, amidst the glitz and glamour, there's hope for a more balanced future. With promising young talents emerging and PSG's evolving strategy, we might just witness a more competitive Ligue 1 in the years to come. But wait, what about Mbappe's rumored departure? His potential move could not only shake up PSG, but also impact the league's revenue and dynamics. It's a story worth keeping an eye on. What are your thoughts on the matter? Let us know in the comments below. Is Ligue 1 a farmers' league? Okay, so instead of just throwing around opinions, let's dig deep into the numbers and see what they tell us about the quality of football in France's top flight. Let's talk about player performance. In the 2021-22 season, Ligue 1 ranked a disappointing 20th in both the average distance covered by each player and the average distance covered at high intensity. Compare that to the Premier League, where players run similar distances but at a higher intensity. Now, why does that matter? Well, it's not just about winning matches. Higher fitness levels mean better performance and fewer injuries for players. But in Ligue 1, the lack of emphasis on fitness and work rate could be holding players and teams back from competing at the highest level. But it's not just about running. Let's talk possession and touches. Looking at the data, most Ligue 1 teams struggle to maintain possession and create opportunities in key areas of the pitch. Only a handful of teams consistently perform well in these areas. Now, what does all that mean for European competitions? Well, Ligue 1 teams may struggle against top European clubs due to lower fitness levels and weaker possession stats. Simply put, they might find it hard to keep up with the pace and intensity of the game. And it's not just about attack. Defensively, Ligue 1 teams apply fewer pressures per game compared to other top leagues. This lack of defensive effort could make it harder for them to win the ball back and create scoring opportunities. So does all this justify the Farmers League label? Well, it's not that simple. While the data paints a concerning picture, there's still hope for Ligue 1. With the right investments and reforms, the league can improve its competitiveness and attract more fans. Sure, there's been this notion floating around that Ligue 1 might not be as competitive or as prestigious as some of the other European leagues. Ligue 1 has been a hotbed for cultivating some of the finest talents in football history. I mean, look at the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Neymar, and Zinedine Zidane. These are just a few names that have graced the pitches of Ligue 1 and gone on to conquer the world stage. They've dazzled us with their skills, mesmerized us with their performances, and brought glory not just to their respective clubs, but to the entire league. And it's not just about these household names. Ligue 1 has been consistently churning out top-tier talents season after season. Young stars are nurtured here, polished to perfection, and then they go on to shine brightly on the global stage. And to all of you watching, if you've enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. Stay tuned for more exciting content on our channel, where we delve into the intricacies of the beautiful game, uncovering stories that inspire and entertain. Remember that the conversation doesn't end here. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep sharing your love for football. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, take care.